Okay. Hello and welcome to vlog number 10. Today is the last vlog that I will be doing for my positive body image blog. The assignment is due on Monday, so here we go. We're doing the last one. It's very exciting. In this video, I'll be going over my goal that I initially set back in January, seeing if I achieved that goal, as well as revisiting the psychological tests that I completed in January and also at the halfway point in February, and seeing if I see any improvement on those psychological tests as one form of assessment. I also went jean shopping last week, so if you haven't seen that, go back to last week's video and watch that. That's a different form of assessment. I did that as a more practical assessment to see if I could put into place all of the things that I've learned through this body confidence blog, and seeing if I have increased my confidence and my body confidence at all. I found that I did. I was able to buy some jeans that I really like. I'm even wearing them right now. They're very comfortable, and I'm glad I went the size up. Even though they're a little bit big, they are very comfortable to sit in for long hours of editing and reading and essay writing that I've been doing over the past week. So I'm glad that I went a size up. I'll also be talking a little bit about how this journey was for me and how I can incorporate what I have learned over the past 10 weeks or so into my teaching career. So first off, my goal, if we go back to my very first video, was to increase body confidence. I'm just reading it on a little slip piece of paper. Can I say without data, just by reflecting on my own attitudes? Yeah, I think I have definitely increased my body confidence. I definitely feel more secure in myself, in my body, and liking what I'm seeing, but also just being happier with myself. On my psychological tests, I wanted to increase by a full level for each question, and that was going to be a significant change in my mind, and in I think other people's minds as well. That would be a 20 to 25% change, for the most part, increase in my body confidence according to the psychological testing. And I wanted to change the perception and acceptance of my own body, and so I definitely think I've done that. We'll go over the psychological tests. I previously had issues with going to the gym, wearing gym clothing, feeling comfortable in the usually tight and bright gym clothing that is deemed necessary to wear to the gym, as well as just not really wanting to ever leave the house. There are still some days where I don't leave the house. If I don't have to on Wednesdays and Fridays when I don't have school, I don't leave the house. But that doesn't stop me from exercising, which is good. Let's take a look at those psychological tests. We will start with the verbal commentary on physical appearance scale. It was kind of funny, after I posted the update one, I think it was, I got a couple of comments on my YouTube video. One was my sister, thanks Nina, shout out to Nina, and another was from some random. It didn't make me feel better from the random, which was kind of funny, but I did expect that, because after reviewing these questions, which is the compliment and then how did the compliment make you feel, or the negative comment make you feel, I often accepted the negative comment and then would not appreciate the compliment, especially the last one, which is you have a nice body, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can tell you're lying, it's okay, you don't have to say anything, we'll just let it be, just go away, kind of thing is usually how it goes. But I have gotten better at accepting compliments, and on the whole, reviewing these, I've gotten more compliments as it goes on, because I've had more confidence to wear outfits that I really like, instead of always wearing sweatpants and baggy t-shirts and dirty gross hoodies all the time, and not brushing my hair. Like, I don't think I brushed my hair for probably a month, which is kind of gross. Like, I washed it but I didn't brush it, so like I really wasn't putting the effort into my look. And then on Thursday, just last week, I was wearing a cute outfit because I bought a new shirt and I loved it and I wanted to wear it, and I got 2 compliments that day, and it felt really good. But a lot of it, I think, was I felt okay to wear something that was a little bit more fashionable, a little bit more out there, and I was carrying myself differently, and all of that had to deal with my confidence in myself and confidence in my body. So I definitely improved on this verbal commentary on my physical appearance scale. I'm a lot more accepting of comments. I appreciate them more and I believe them more, and I don't think that people are just saying them for the sake of saying them. So next up, I will discuss the sociocultural attitudes towards appearance questionnaire. This one mainly focused on what's important to me, what I think is important, what I think and what I want out of my body and what I want it to look like. I still think it's very important to me for my body to look thinner and more athletic. I want it to have muscular definition. I want to look lean and fit. I don't want to look super bony or super skinny. I've noticed that some of my hip bones and stuff are protruding, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd rather look more to the muscular side now, whereas I used to just want to be all bones all the time, and it's not comfy having that. I think that's a more healthy approach to losing weight and being physically active, is not wanting to be super skinny like 1990s runway model thin. I want to look more athletic and more lean and muscular so that it looks like I can, at least to myself, be physically active. I made huge improvements across the board on these 22 questions. Every single one has improved at least 1 point, so it's a definitely disagree to a definitely agree 1 to 5, and I either improved by a full 1, or on one particular I improved 3 points. So that is quite a bit, and so I think it's definitely a success on that one. On the last one, the physical appearance comparison scale, I'm very proud of myself on this one because I really tried hard to improve upon my own awareness on how much I compare myself to others, especially at the gym, or if I'm feeling a little bit more self-conscious, like when I went to the theater a couple of weeks ago with a friend of mine and my dad. In those dressing up kind of scenarios, I compared my body size as well as what I was wearing, and like makeup and hair and all that, to others to see where I fit in. Did I look okay? Was I being appreciated? Did I look overdone and out of place? And so I really tried hard to just be comfortable in my body, wear something I wanted to wear, didn't matter what anyone else thought, what I wanted to wear, what I wanted to look like, and being really comfortable in my own skin, including at the gym. I'm wearing gym clothes that I want to wear. It doesn't matter if they're hot pink capris or not. Those aren't one of my favorite gym pants. I wish they had better pockets. And I'm not comparing myself to the other girls who are wearing basically short shorts and a sports bra and they're totally okay and totally killing it. I had to figure out for myself, well, why was I always comparing it to those other girls? Did I want to wear those things to the gym? And I was like, well, no, I don't really want to wear teeny tiny shorts and a sports bra to the gym. I wouldn't be comfortable in that. I would always be readjusting and making sure I wasn't falling out somewhere and that I wasn't being inappropriate in any way. And so why was I always comparing myself to those girls? I had to stop, I had to figure it out, and I was able to do it. I still do. I still compare myself to others, but nowhere near as much as I used to. I'm much more comfortable wearing what I want to wear at the gym, doing what I want to do, not paying attention to anyone else. As I've said in a couple of previous videos, I'm working out too hard and basically dying on that treadmill and on that stationary bike in order to care what anyone else thinks. And I'm sure there have been some people who stare at me in very strange ways while I am more or less grunting my way through a hill on the stationary bike, and I just don't care. I want to get that workout. I have my own goals that I want to achieve, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I just want to burn those calories in the amount of time that I have allotted, because I don't have very much time to work out, and burn the calories, get it done, go back to class. That's all I want to do. So on 11 questions, from never to always, so the scale was 0 to 4. Initially, when I took the test before starting it, on the introduction video and then at the halfway point video, I was on the always side for every single question. So like always comparing myself in public, at parties, at the gym, meeting a new person, body fat, appearance, body shape, weight, clothes. What else is there? All of that. I'd always said I always compared. I put myself at the halfway point for most, except for when I'm with friends. With friends, I don't compare myself at all. my friends are my friends. I just love them and they love me. So there's a really good community with all of my friends of just accepting each other. I initially wanted, what would that be, a 20% improvement, and I was able to get a 40% improvement, which is massive, and I'm totally proud of myself, and that's just exciting. And it really shows that when you focus on changing your frame of mind and your approach, that you can do it. It will just take time. And so that was really good for me to see in doing these tests again. And it's nice to see this empirical improvement of doing these tests before, during, and after, to see how much I've grown over the past 11 weeks, 10 weeks, 10 vlogs, I don't know how many weeks, and seeing the actual improvement and comparing it to what it is before, because it's easy to lose track of where you were before. It's like when you're getting a fake tan, you forget how pale you were before, and now you're tanned, and if you don't do a little marker, you don't know how tanned you are. A lot of the successes that I had during these 10 weeks has a lot to do with the supports that I put in place or already had existing that I mentioned in my introductory video, namely those were friends and family, Headspace app, and self-love time. My friends and family were very, very, very instrumental in helping me through this. Everyone was supporting me and going to the gym 5 days a week, Snapchats with my friends showing off how much we have been working out and supporting each other. My sister has been doing her own weight loss experiments and trying to lose weight as well that she has gained in the past couple of years, and she's been rocking it. We've been helping out each other. My husband has been watching the videos and he's been really supportive in me eating healthy and going to the gym all the time, and we making sure that we both go to the gym during our lunch breaks. The Headspace app was really helpful during those few weeks where I was very hard on myself and I felt very discouraged, and I was getting very angry at myself, at schoolwork, at everybody. That was just a couple weeks before reading week, which is why it's so important that universities have reading week, because students are getting very, very frustrated around that time. And luckily I had the Headspace app as well to help me calm down, refocus, and get back to the work that I needed to do and needed to get done. And then of course self-love time, so that was the baths that I love to take and pamper myself with. I did that twice a week. Loved it. Still gonna do it for forever because they're just awesome and I love bath bombs, so gonna continue doing that. Having those supports in place and making them obvious to myself as well as to those around me that they're supporting me through this helped push me through those very difficult weeks in February area that I was really struggling with. They helped me get me through that hump so that I could make it to where I am right now and that I can continue on, because I know if I can make it through that very stressful time, I can probably make it through most stressful times. My obstacles of weekends, negative self-talk, and impatience were obstacles to a point, but I really just had to change my frame of mind. They were all mental obstacles. So while my weekends may seem like they're physical in that Matt and I like to hang out, we like to let loose, and I consume more calories than I probably should, it was still part of my supports. So I needed that time to decompress with my family, with someone that I love, so that I could come back to my schoolwork more refreshed and I wouldn't feel so bogged down by constant schoolwork. So those were very important. So I kind of switched how I thought about my weekends and made it part of my self-love time. I didn't stop eating food that I wanted to eat, because food is one of the joys in my life. With my impatience, yeah, it took a while to see results, but when I got disgruntled with not seeing results, I looked at it and said, well, why aren't I? Am I not working hard enough? And then I increased or changed up my exercise so that I could see more results. So with my high incline walking, I started running along with it, and that showed results. With my weightlifting, I started adding cardio to it. So I started doing sprints and really focusing my weight lifts and increasing the weight, so I saw results. My bike, I increased the resistance level on it. So all these making these harder and growing and making it more difficult so that I'm burning more calories, getting more fit, and growing more muscles, I was able then to see the results, and that made it so that I didn't feel as impatient. What also helped was that school was so busy that I just could barely even think, and the weeks flew by. I can't believe how fast this semester went. With my negative self-talk, it stopped when I was really working towards my goal. Because I had all these things in place and I knew what I wanted, I mentally didn't feel like I needed to discipline myself and tell myself that I was doing things wrong. Because I was working towards my goal, there was no need for negative self-talk. And I can can bring that into my classroom by letting my students know that if they are working hard towards their goals, then they're not going to be as hard on themselves. This is particularly important if there's a high anxiety in the class or a high amount of perfectionism in the class, and it may seem like they're working towards those goals and they're being hard on themselves so that they can achieve it. If they have the appropriate supports in place like I did, and they can rethink the obstacles and make them either non-existent or turn them into supports, if they think about them in a different way, then they won't have that negative self-talk. It just won't be there. Like mine was able to disappear. And I want to see if I can put this into other aspects of my life that I struggle with, and see if I can achieve some goals that I've had for a long time that have bothered me. In order to achieve my goals, I was going to exercise regularly, as well as doing the positive body aspects journaling, reflective journaling practice. And I did really try to do this for probably the first month and a half, where I was supposed to think about positive aspects of my body, reflect upon them, and then write down 3 out of the 5 that I had come up with in a journal. And I really struggled with doing this. I struggled with finding a time to do this regularly in my schedule. I tried to do it at night so that I was alone and I had the time and quiet to reflect, and I kept on forgetting about it. And then I tried to do it in the morning, and I wasn't feeling very awake or vulnerable or ready to reflect in the morning, and so I often forgot about it then. And then in between, it was just always so hectic that I never did it, and I found that I didn't need to. Oftentimes when I did it, I felt really negative and I got down on myself, and that's when the negative self-talk came in, because I couldn't find anything positive about my body to write about. And then I started doing reflection practices while I was doing my 1 hour of cardio a day, because a lot of my cardio was so long and it was so monotonous. Like, walking for an hour while you're staring outside is very, very boring. And so I could do my reflective practices then. And I found that I didn't really need this journaling or the physical part of the journaling to write it down for it to be meaningful and appropriate. And I just didn't need it. And so after taking that out, I felt a lot less stress. I started to be more positive on myself. It just wasn't for me, and that's okay, I guess. Not everybody needs to journal. Not everything is going to work for every person. I know in this study that I took it from, it worked out really well for those women who did it, but I found that I just didn't need it. And so part of working within a goal that you have is trying new things and trying different ways to reflect upon your body and internalize a positivity. And journaling was one way, whereas I just reflected internally while I was thinking through it during my exercise processes. So that worked out for me. Because my battery's dying, we're gonna finish this up really quick. So overall, I was very successful in my goal of increasing my body confidence through perception and acceptance of my own body, doing exercise 5 days a week, and journaling sometimes, but more of a positive reflection upon your own body. Over the past 10 videos, I have done extremely well. I've made at least 20% improvement on all of my psychological testings, and I was able to go out and purchase jeans in a very successful manner. No breakdowns, nothing like that, and it was really awesome. I've been able to think about this process a lot, and I think I'll be able to successfully bring elements of it into my future classroom once I start teaching, and allowing those students in my classroom to think more positively about themselves and be more accepting of themselves, whoever they are, whatever they look like, whoever they want to be, through this goal process. I think this goal orientation process of the supports and the obstacles was a great way to go about it, so that you can fall back on someone and have someone else support you through it. So I think that was really awesome. So thank you everybody for watching my videos. Thank you to my husband and to Angelina in particular for being one of the few ones who always watch my videos, and for Nina for coming on to my videos a couple of times. And I won't see you all next week because I'm gonna be done school and it's gonna be awesome.